Hey everyone, Sharon is here with a new video, and this one I'm gonna tell you a little bit more about myself, about my course, and that why I decided to enroll in a trucking course. So, by nationality, I am an Iranian, but have been living in Ukraine for the past 10 years, up until Russia invaded Ukraine. When I moved to Ukraine with my Ukrainian dollar and wife, I had like $3,000 in savings, and it took me 6 months to find a job in VoIP and telecom industry as a sales manager. And during my first year, I did a great job boosting the company's sales, so I decided to save up and run my own company. Well, it didn't end well because as soon as my company noticed about my intentions, they fired me on the spot, even without paying me my last month's salary and bonuses. Luckily, I pushed my plan and the business worked very well beyond my imaginations. And simultaneously, I ran an e-commerce business as well, which also did very well for 4 years. And I got familiar with some codings in HTML and CSS and few other IT related categories in regards to VoIP and telco industry. Then COVID started and I got a massive hit on my e-commerce business. And at the same time got some news from Iran that the government deems my business activity a threat to national security. Because I was routing international phone calls to Iran, which authorities could not record or tap them effectively. Now seeing the problems coming in, I started a YouTube channel as a hobby in hopes of earning some side income, which actually was gaining attention after a year. And I realized how much I enjoyed driving because the channel was about motorsport simulation or sim racing. With all the stuff going on, my wife of 11 years decided to end the marriage, and within a few months, Russia invaded Ukraine. I left Ukraine 2 weeks into the war, fearing Russia putting a siege on Kiev and I could end up in a Russian-controlled territory. I directed my daughter and wife a week earlier to move towards Ireland, and I did the same after taking care of my pets. I had to wait for 55 days in Slovakia though, to get my entry visa for Ireland. And as soon as I got here, my aim was to get my licenses to drive trucks. You may wonder why someone with sales and some IT backgrounds would go to drive trucks. But there are several reasons for me to take this path. Having an Iranian passport is not an advantage anywhere unless you are needed. And HGV drivers are seriously needed in Europe. And if you know what type of loads you are going to carry, you can both earn a good amount of money and may have a chance to stay by applying for a work visa. Aside from that, I love driving and not interested to spend my time on a screen for some time. I want to be outdoors, on the road, especially for me, being depressed due to all the events happened in my life suddenly in 1 year. I mean, look at it. 2 massive hits on my businesses, a coming up divorce, and then war and getting displaced. I bet most of the men, or maybe even women, agree driving on the roads could be one of the best anti-depression medicines available. At least for me it is. Now I'm already taking part in my HGV courses. At the time of recording this, it's my 3rd week, and to be honest, I'm loving it. Although we are covering theory parts such as tachograph rules, CPC scenarios, and etc., but the actual practical training part starts next week for me, and I'm super excited. The whole training to get certified to drive rigid and then Arctic trucks will take up to 6 months because it's kind of like an apprenticeship program. And it's not a bad thing at all because I will get some driving and working experience while doing my courses. So I will have some more videos coming up soon, hopefully as soon as I start sitting behind the rigid trucks. So stay tuned for that. Thanks for following me on this journey and listening to my boring voice and events. Sub me for more content and see you on the next videos.